Hello world and all who inhabit it, is I, the Great Saiyaran, and I love Pokemon. Pokemon came out in 1996, so I've quite literally grown up with Pokemon, though it didn't necessarily grow with me. There have been a lot of complaints as of late about Pokemon's staleness and its lack of innovation, but at the same time, Pokemon still does massive numbers in sales, and it's quite hard to find another monster tamer genre type game that is even a tenth as popular as Pokemon. There have been attempts, but nothing has really stuck. I've played and enjoyed games like Nexomon and Monster Hunter Stories, and I've also seen others get into Yokai Watch and Temtem, but they don't seem to have that longevity that Pokemon has. It's not like Pokemon or Pokemon fans are sabotaging these other series. In fact, we want other games to make Pokemon realize that they have to change what they're doing or else. Now, I'm not saying that Coromon will dethrone Pokemon, but I am saying that this game is extremely enjoyable. It brings back the nostalgic Game Boy Advance feeling we had playing Gen 3 Pokemon. It's similar enough to get you intrigued, but unique enough to hold its own. I call this game a Pokemon clone in a TikTok that I posted to Twitter, and a lot of people let me know that this game is not a clone, and that's offensive, so I'm glad the fans agree that this game is very unique. Also, if you're not following me on Twitter, you should do that. Today we're going to take a look at Coromon, talk about the pros and cons of my experience, and hopefully I can give you guys another alternative in the monster tamer genre. Coromon was developed by Tragsoft, a team of two self-proclaimed ridiculously ambitious guys. The total number of credits for this game is like less than 20 people, which I think is very impressive for what they were able to deliver. They have a release on Steam and are planning a mobile release, but I decided to focus on the Nintendo Switch version because that just felt right. Coromon is a modern take on the classic monster taming genre, and they do it very well. This game gives me that nostalgic and slightly addicting feeling of Pokemon back on the Game Boy Advance. The art style is particularly unique. It feels classic yet modern. I know I keep saying that, but there's really no other way to describe it. You can customize your own character, and I know a lot of games allow that now, but it's just something about customizing a 32-bit avatar that just feels right. During the game, you can also find different outfits to change it to, like a lab coat or a cultist robe. It's a really cute add-on that makes your character feel that much more unique. One of my biggest issues with monster tamer games is that the monster designs are either too corny or don't have enough variety. Coromon has a great balance in its monster design. Naturally, I picked my starter based on looks, but I'm very satisfied with the final outcome. I also have other favorites like Toravolt and Guildwing. Usually the starters are really cool and all the other monsters fall flat, but throughout my playthrough, I've been finding more and more cool designs that I really enjoy. The small things like this really hooked me and kept me engaged, which is important with a game like this. Also, when you throw out a Coromon, it actually says its name as its cry, and it's really cute. While art style to me is personally very important, there's also another crucial aspect of this game, and that is the actual game. There are a bunch of different ways to play, and they're all baked into the settings when you first start the game, but you can always go into the settings and change things here and there to make the game either easier or harder for you. For instance, I didn't want an easy experience and was more than willing to grind each of my Coromon to get them to the appropriate levels, but I didn't want to run to the healing center after every few battles, so I turned on a setting that allows my Pokemon to heal up fully every time they level up. But some might consider easy mode or a hack, others may consider a quality of life change, and that's the beauty of it. You can customize this game however you want. Coromon uses a skills point system. All skills require a specific amount of SP to activate, and once you use it all, it's gone. You have to forego your turn and rest in order to get your SP back up. Different Coromon have different SP values, but you can actually increase that value by allotting potential points to it. When a Coromon's experience points reach a threshold determined by its potential stat, it will awaken its potential. This unlocks 3 potential points. You can allot these points however you want to further customize your party. I focused on allocating points to weaker stat areas to have a more balanced team, but you can do whatever you want. Another plus for me is that you can enable and disable skills on the fly. This means that your Coromon don't have to throw away a skill. Instead, they can just put it up for later and use it when it's more convenient. This is a mechanic I actually want in other Pokemon games besides Legends Arceus. The story is also pretty good. There aren't gyms, but are actually different Titans in the game you must defeat in order to collect their essence for a bigger goal that I'm not gonna spoil. These Titans are very strong, and I like the idea of fighting 6 super tough bosses. There are a few puzzle elements in there as well, but nothing too taxing on the brain. The gameplay loop on Coromon is genuinely fun, addicting, infectious, all that. So while I am thoroughly enjoying this game, I do have a few nitpicky and some huge gripes with this game, namely performance. It's not a big deal, but coming out of battles and trying to do anything for a split second lags and stutters. you can really feel it. I wish this was a bit smoother since you spend a lot of time in battles and subsequently coming out of battles. It's just a problem you encounter very early on in the game, and since it never gets fixed, it's just constantly annoying, and that gets old quick. Typing for the different Coromon can also be a bit confusing. I'm glad that they have the super effective and ineffective markers over Coromon skills, because honestly, I'm 20 hours in and I'm still a little bit hazy on what is super effective to what. I also feel like the typing is imbalanced, but it's a small team, and even Pokemon with their huge team has difficulty with balancing these monsters, so I'm not gonna hold that against them. When you consider the moves, the stats, and all the creatures, it can get a bit crazy. And lastly, the game can be a bit grindy. I have spent a lot of time making sure my Coromon are appropriately leveled for whatever challenge that I may run into. Even if your Coromon aren't under leveled, the game can still be a bit difficult. Pokemon Sword and Shield had the auto team experience share, and because of it, I didn't really get to spend that much time with different Pokemon. I mainly just sent out Cinderace and Corviknight, and if they couldn't handle it, I had a backup somewhere. In Coromon, there's no team experience share, which is fine for me, but I know some people don't like the grindiness that can come with these types of games, so I'm just letting you know now. Grinding does feel warranted in this game because of its level of difficulty. It just makes sense that you have a more powerful opponent, so you're gonna have to grow to be able to face that opponent. Personally, I'm not mad at it, and there are some experience share options, just none on by default. Coromon is a great experience, and you can pick it up today for 20 bucks on the Nintendo eShop and Steam. It's amazing what you can experience if you just keep an open mind, and I'm honestly super impressed by what such a small team was able to accomplish. I'm so glad I tried Coromon, and if you're a fan of Pokemon or any other game in the monster tamer genre, then you definitely have to try Coromon. Indie games are amazing. You get great experiences for cheap, but you also get the quality too. I will forever champion indie devs and their titles, so if there's any suggestions that you have for me, let me know down below. And while you're down there, be sure to like and subscribe as well. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.